Hi, everybody. I'm Mrs. Edson. I'm one of the school counselors here. So today we have a really special presentation for you. Not only will you hear about the Sanford opportunities at Sanford Regional Technical Center, but also Dover High School. There's 4 programs at Dover that I'll talk about at the end that you are able to apply to as well. As Mr. Hoogtorp said, this is a really unique opportunity and a really important year for you, where you're almost halfway through your high school career and start to think about what is next for me after I graduate. Not only can some of these programs give you elective credit for us, but a lot of them give you college credit as well. So you'll hear all the information today. We'll walk you through the application process. We will be taking tours in a couple weeks of both Dover and Sanford of any programs that you're interested in. I know a lot of you visited Sanford in 8th grade. I would welcome you to still come on the field trip again now that you're a couple years older and you've thought about maybe a specific program that you have an interest in. Just so you're aware, if you're accepted into the program for Sanford, your junior and senior year, half of your day you'll be at Marshwood and half of your day will be at Sanford. So that's how your schedule will look. You'll either be here in the morning and then go to Sanford in the afternoon, or go to Sanford in the morning and be here in the afternoon. And your counselor will work with you to figure out how that all fits, and we can be creative to make sure that it does. So please be very open-minded today, and we'll give a warm welcome to Ms. Farrell, who's here from SRTC.
Thank you. So yeah, my name is Mrs. Farrell, and I love coming to Marshwood. I'm not sure why, but you're usually an awesome group. Maybe it's because the staff, I gotta say, really does their homework and knows a lot about our school and prepares you guys very well. But also you're usually a lively bunch, so we'll see. We'll see how this sophomore class works out. So I'm a school counselor at my school. I love the school that I work at. I brought some students along, so I'm going to have them introduce themselves, and then we're gonna have some fun for a moment, and then get into the more formal stuff.
Hi, I'm Jackie Arnold. I'm a junior, and I do the EMT program.
My name is Miles Bevan. I'm a junior, and I'm in the Precision Manufacturing program.
My name is Micaiah Paradin. I am a junior, and I'm in the first year of the Engineering and Architectural Design class.
My name is Ella Montanus. I'm a senior, and I'm in the second year of my digital design program.
Okay, let's give it up for them, because this is not easy. What's going to happen is our current students at some point are going to get asked questions that they have to answer live. That's never easy. But then we're going to have an opportunity where you can ask them questions, okay? So they're going to need lots of encouragement, because this is not easy, and they were specially chosen to participate. No pressure, right? Okay. Do you think we could borrow that other mic as well? Okay. So why don't one of you hold on to that, okay? So we'll do less exchanging. So we have a few prizes. We didn't come empty-handed, okay? You can never say that SRTC doesn't give you something. We give you a lot. You'll find out by the end. But we have a few prizes. Hold them up so they can see. They're customized to our school. They're usually pretty popular. You just never know. This little trinket, and it just goes a long way. So the first prize today, and I'm counting on them to be able to handle their huge responsibility, which might be to launch these out into the audience, okay? So let's see how this goes. So the first prize is going to a student who came in and was brave enough to get close to us and sat in the front row ready to go. So you get a prize. I know. You just did what you naturally do. Would you like sunglasses or stress ball? Okay, so give it up for the student that... As you can see, no one else wanted to be right here, so you were the brave one. We appreciate it. Let's see, what else? Anyone have a birthday today? I know, a lot of you are going to have birthdays. This happens at every single school. Suddenly, it's your birthday. No, not at Marshwood. I'm impressed, like I keep saying. You guys got it together. How about a birthday this week? Okay, whatever. Anyone have a dollar bill that they'd like to give me? A dollar bill for a prize. I think it's fair. The prize costs $20, and I'm taking one of your dollars. So, dollar? No one has dollars anymore. Come on down. You get a prize. All right. Okay. Thank you very much. You get a prize. And you're going to let me keep your dollar? I don't think that's appropriate. Come get it. I can't take money from the children, but thank you for being willing and generous. All right, give it up for them. Okay, so what I know you can handle is when we're going to have a little fun, engage the audience, and then suddenly I'll be like, okay, we got to talk about some formal stuff, okay? So this is the more formal part, all right? I know you can handle it. You're sophomores in high school at this point, and you're getting ready to make some big decisions. We're primarily here to tell you a little bit more about our school. Like it was mentioned, you might have already visited our school, but you're different now. It's 2 years later. So primarily we are going to ask you at the end of this presentation if you would like to sign up to visit. So when I say sign up, as a sophomore, things start to become, you have more choices in what you choose to do. So you will choose to either fill out a Google form and come and visit 3 programs at our school or not. And I think there's an opportunity to visit Dover as well. So that's really is just for us to give you an overview of our school and see if you would like to come and visit. And it's completely up to you, okay? So that's the primary goal. I'll tell you a little bit more about some ways to visit our school in another day and eventually apply. But primarily just, do you think you want to come and visit? And that's what it says. Is it for me? Consider visiting us. Okay, so another quiz with a couple more prizes. Can someone name something that you think you know that's unique about our school, the Sanford Regional Technical Center? Something that might be different, okay, I see you, buddy, than a typical class here. Go ahead, and do you need the microphone or can you shout it out? More freedom. Okay, we'll have to find out from the students if they think there's more freedom. So what have you heard? Like about that freedom? Like less like we're, okay, yeah, you nailed that one for sure. Yeah, so already saying 2 great things about our school, more freedom and more hands-on. I was hesitating about the freedom because I don't want any of these characters to think when they walk in the school they're just gonna walk around the school. I wasn't sure what freedom meant because we do expect you to come in and go right to your class. So you nailed it, prize. Hands-on and freedom. And I think that's what you get as a junior anyway, is, you know, a little more autonomy. Okay? What about you? You get a fire. We have one there. Well, I mean, that is a first. The very first time I've ever had that response. But yes, we have an entire firefighting program along with all the equipment associated. So I will give a prize out for that. Yep, you can chuck one, you can do what you want. And one more. You make robots. Okay, we make lots and lots of stuff, but yes, we do make robots. So 3rd prize, let's watch the video.
What if you could learn by actually doing?
What if you could own your future by learning new skills?
What if you got to connect with classmates from other high schools that share the same interests?
You have an opportunity to learn while doing. You get an opportunity to do some of this hands-on, and I think that is the best experience you can have during high school.
Here you learn lifelong skills. Some may end up being a career, some just may end up being something that you value and interest.
I get to meet students from different schools that I wouldn't have had the chance to meet.
It's hands-on learning and it's in the moment. It's not traditional learning, and you get to experience real life work.
Everyone has the same hobbies and likes the same things. That's why we're all in the same class together.
Here at SRTC, we bring together a group of people who are passionate about the jobs that they have and the careers they've had, and they're eager and happy to teach about their career field.
The regional part of our school name is really important.
SRTC students come from 8 different partner schools.
Kennebunk,
Marshwood,
Massabesic,
Noble,
Trape Academy,
Sanford,
Wells,
York.
Although we may be opponents on the field
or in our auditorium,
once we join our program, we are part of the same team.
I've met some of my closest friends through my program.
Time is on our side at SRTC.
We get to spend half of our day all school year in our program.
For most of us, that means spending a lot of time doing something that we like learning about.
I think it being half of our day really makes a big difference
Remember, we choose to be here.
Our school is an elective option of interest to many students.
If you're worried about fitting it into your schedule,
get in to see your school's counselor. They're a whiz at making it work.
The class sizes are small.
because of the type of learning we do.
I learn better when I get more time with a smaller group of people.
You can really be engaged in the work that you're doing.
So let me tell you right up front, there are classrooms and academic work at SRTC.
But what's really awesome is that you get to apply that classwork, so it's totally worth doing it.
That is where our lab spaces, shops, special gear, and technology enhance our learning
and take it to the next level.
What if you could work on real-life projects? What if you could earn high school and college credit simultaneously?
Best part of the Sanford Regional Technical Center is you have an opportunity to learn a skill or a trade before needing to pay for it when you go to college or to a trade school after high school.
At the end of this program, you could have 700 hours of skill training, and you get 4 high school credits per year, and you can even earn college credits depending on what course you take.
I'm in a program that is going to help me become a certified nursing assistant, and it will help me get a good paying job while I go to college.
In the culinary arts program, I'm working towards my ServSafe certification.
Essentially what I'm learning and doing now, it will be saving me a lot of money and a lot of time, and it gets me a head start towards my electrical career.
SRTC is a great choice for anyone wanting to learn a career.
A, either you know the career field you want to pursue in the future and that's great and you can join that program, or B, you can just take that leap of faith and join a program even if you don't know if you want to pursue that in the future, which is also a good case because then that will hopefully lead you into what you actually want to do.
Are you intrigued?
Do you want to learn more?
SRTC is a world to explore, and I think you'll enjoy learning here.
I encourage you to do your homework. Go to our website so you can stay apprised of all things SRTC. You can check out our Career Pathways videos and learn more about all of our different programs. You can also learn the details about our open house on February 7th and make sure you know how to apply online by our deadline of March 1st.
All right, so that video, I call it an oldie but goodie because you probably don't recognize any of those students because it was done a few years ago, but our school is kind of consistent. Those are the things that we stand for. And our video production program, which is another program we have at our school, we have 22 different programs produce that for you, with you as the audience. So we've sort of done the formal part. I think now you want to hear from the students. Because the adults can talk to you all day about a school, but you kind of want to get the scoop, right? Like, what really happens over there? So I'm going to ask them some questions, okay? Let's start with, I forgot which way I was going first, so we'll start with you, Ella. Please let them know why you chose the program that you did. And second part, how do you think it relates to your future plans?
So a big reason why I chose digital design is because I myself feel like I'm very artistic and creative, and digital design really gave me that creative outlet. It's really good for like any artists or designers in this room. It's just full of like creative freedom and like working with others and getting feedback, and it also helps you build a portfolio. So for the future, if you ever want to apply to art college, you can make this whole portfolio so that way you're ready to put it in. It also gives you live job experience since we work with a lot of other people who give us like things that they want us to do, they want us to make for them, stuff like that.
Just a sec. Sorry, I'm going to keep doing this. It's going to be really annoying, but I told you I was going to. Are you going to walk away with any sort of, in addition to the portfolio, which sounds really cool because you've been putting that together for 2 years, anything else you're going to walk away with?
I'm also going to walk away with college credit. How many?
6.
6 college credits.
So she earned college course credit the first year of the program and the second year. So in theory, you have to see how it works out depending on the college you choose, et cetera, and the major, but she will have 2 less college courses she has to take when she graduates and goes off to college.
Part of the reason I did my program is I did an engineering class here, and through that experience, I knew I wanted to do something related to engineering, but I didn't really know what that meant. So when I did the tour, I signed up for engineering and architectural design and the engineering application with robotics. And when I went there, I got to see the differences between them. And one of them was more like working with machines and hands-on. The other one was being able to design the different parts and having 3D printers and stuff. And so I chose the engineering and architectural design, and that it really it brought me closer to what I knew I wanted to do, which I'm thinking about doing civil engineering. And also I realized that it was a great opportunity because this class offers 18 college credits, which is over a semester of college for free. So I thought that was a great opportunity for me to take advantage of.
Who likes free? The people that care about you, the adults in your life, they like free college credits, yes.
I originally chose welding, and I didn't get into welding. And my guidance counselor, she told me about the precision manufacturing, and it's hands-on work, and I learned everything because I didn't know anything. And in my future, I probably plan on going to like SMCC, and you skip the first 2 classes because what you do at Sanford, and then, or I could just go straight to work.
And make a lot of money.
Yeah. So initially, I was actually going for the health doc program, but after I took the tour of Sanford, I went into the EMT class, and just the teacher and the people seemed really fun, so I chose it. And also a lot of people in my family are EMTs and firefighters. I still think next year I'm going to do the health doc program though, but I just wanted to do the EMT one first. And for this class, I get 7 college credits. And when I finish, I can get my NREMT license. So basically, when I turn 18, I can just start working in the field.
You guys nailed it. How about just a round of applause? They made it through the first question. And now they're thinking, what is she going to ask me next? Can you describe for them, because some might not come and visit, or they're still trying to decide which programs they want to visit, what a typical experience is like? And I think I would say, when you first year and second year, you might be like, what are they talking about? So most of our programs, you're part of our school for a full 2 years. Half of your junior day and half of your senior day. And so imagine that, our students choose to be at our school, so they want that. They want it to be as long of an experience as possible. But there are a few programs that are only for 1 year. So that's the mention of emergency medical technician, health occupations, and firefighting. They only last 1 year. So when I ask them this question, most of them are in their first year of the program. But Ella, no pressure, she's in her second year. So she's been in our school almost 2 full years. So just tell them what a typical day looks like. Like, what do you do? What does the room look like? What are the academic expectations?
During the first year of digital design, we work a lot with Photoshop, and the second year we focus more on Illustrator. So this kind of applies to both. You'll usually walk in, we have our own little setup with like our own Mac, and we'll be facing towards a projector, and the teacher, she will project something like a tutorial on whatever program we're using, and we'll follow along, create our own things, and then usually we'll be assigned a creative assignment where we can take all those skills we learned and that's where most of the creative freedom comes from, where you start sketching ideas, start writing out what you want to do. So examples of some projects from my first years, we would design posters for movies, we would design magazine covers, we would design ads or logos. And if you have a live job, which those are typically logos, you'll usually be up and around more working with the printers, heat pressing, or if we print stuff like stickers, you'll usually be like weaving those, which is where you cut those out and like get all that set up.
For my class, it's 2-year, and it's kind of split into engineering and architecture. So for me, the setup it's a pretty high-tech setup. We got dual monitor setups with a bunch of 3D printers that print out a bunch of different things like plastic, resin, carbon fiber, like some of the best printers in Maine. We also we can design things that we want to design after we've finished like a project. So when we first go to class, we'll probably work on a problem where we're designing a part for like an hour or 30 minutes, and then with that free time, you can spend it doing whatever you want. So like, say you're into chess, you can 3D print and design your own chess set or anything like that, and that's what I really like about it. Yeah.
So these students are all humble. So students in the field that he's studying can end up printing like 3D houses or prosthetic arms, or I don't know if you know anything about that, but like he's in the design field related to the really cool things that are going on that they're beginning to print. And yes, we have amazing equipment. I've heard it's better than, if I need to brag, because they won't, better than most local colleges. We're really lucky.
My program is a 2-year program as well, and the first year you learn skills on like manual machines like lathes and milling machines, and then the second year you go into the CNC, which I don't know much about anything right now, but I'm excited to learn about it. And right now I'm making a hammer. I just finished it, and you can just make anything really, and it's pretty cool.
Tell them what we talked about earlier as far as like the kind of parts, because most students do not know what precision manufacturing is, and you admitted you didn't know until you got there. Yeah. But just tell them a little bit about the kind of things that you make in there and what fields they're used for.
Fields, they go into like aerospace and healthcare and just retail and stuff, anything you need, and you make the parts for it. You don't make the actual thing, you make the parts that build it.
So if you look around and you're going to see lots of parts, right, that needed to be what's called machined. So they had to be designed precisely, because you want to be on an airplane that some little part was designed and manufactured very precisely. That's what he's learning about right now.
So for my class, because it's 1 year and there's a lot to learn, we usually have lecturing. It depends on how long the lecture is. We can go through 1 or 3 a week. There's also a bit of homework. You can do optional packets that boost your grade, which are really helpful. You have to do a lot of online certifications and quizzes. So it's kind of a harder program, but it's also a program where whatever you put into it is what you're going to get out of it. So we'll usually, depending on the day, do lecturing, have time to work on our packets, or sometimes we'll do like hands-on work. Like a couple weeks ago, I was able to like put a tube into a pig's esophagus and just like cut open hearts and like, I don't know, explore anatomy. Moose hearts, yeah, whatever. But yeah, pretty much it.
So it takes a special person to be in that program as well. She's excited for what? Would you put something in a pig's heart?
An endotracheal tube in the esophagus.
Tube, right? So, and that's exciting, right? So that means she's in the right field. And I want you to have a lot of homework and a lot of academic preparation if you're going to be a first responder that shows up at my house to possibly save my family's life, right? So that's why there's a lot of academics, really, in all of them. An opportunity to learn something, but then apply it. Okay, next question. What's your favorite part about either your program or SRTC in general? It can be anything. All right, yeah, why don't you start, and then you share, and then...
I like that I went in there knowing absolutely nothing, and now I know my share of it, and it's valuable in life, and like she said, you can make good money doing it, so I'm excited for the money part.
Yeah,
Like I just said, I really like the hands-on anatomy part. I think that was really cool. And just the people in my class, they make it fun. With, like common interests and stuff.
My favorite part of my class is kind of what I touched on before is like whatever you're interested in, you can really like explore that and you can make what you want. And I also, in my class, because like I said, we get a lot of our work done in the first half of class, we don't have any homework. So I like that.
The reason I like my class, I got to meet a lot of people from other different schools and work with them, and it's definitely helped boost my confidence when it comes to showing off my work and asking others for feedback. And I also only have to go to 2 classes per day, so that's another bonus.
So 2 classes per day here. Yeah. Well, that's pretty cool if that's what you're into. Okay, let's give it up for them. How are we doing with time? We have 20 minutes, okay. And you still got to talk about another school. Okay, another chance to maybe get a prize is you get to ask questions. Now, I've kind of mentioned this, you're sophomores in high school, you know, you're at the point where you're going to start making some bigger decisions about your future. I think we've covered quite a bit, so I would love it if these could be questions that you ask that are things that maybe have not been covered, that you need to have clarified. So you can ask the students about their experience, you can ask me a question, and then I will move through just our website, how you can learn more about our center, how you can visit, etc. So maybe if you'd like to ask a question to our panelists, something that we haven't covered, or to me. Okay. What is an engineering career like?
Well, at Sanford, you can either do the robotics program or the design program. I'm doing the design program. The robotics one, my friend does it. Like every day they go in and they do more mechanical engineering where they design a robot to do certain tasks. And sometimes there's even, like every year they have like a game where they have to try to make a robot that is better than all the other schools at doing a certain task, like scoring a ball in a bucket or something like that. My program, so far, we've been doing a lot of mostly 2D design on AutoCAD, where we've designed things like wrenches and other parts for different machines. But then eventually we're going to move to 3D, like we're doing that pretty soon. And you can design a lot of different things. So yeah.
Good job. We do have 2 engineering programs, and I think you described them very well. If I was to describe them to a student, engineering is huge. There's so many different majors that you can study in after high school. I would say the primary difference, is your program, you walk in, you sit down, and you're on these huge computers with some sort of problem that, you know, something that needs to be designed, and they design it and then print it. Or sometimes we don't even do the printing part, but the designing part. So you have to imagine that you're working pretty independently. There's a lot of math involved, right? There's different things. Our other program, they work more as a team, and they build items. So they might build a bridge, they might build a robot, all sorts of different things. But I would say they definitely work more as a team on building something out of all kinds of different materials. So you got to kind of think about that, whether you want to work pretty independently, and that's for your future too, right? There's all kinds of people in this world, so you have to kind of know, like, yeah, I think I'm someone that kind of likes, right, the things that you said. I get the problem, I design it, I might ask some questions to everybody, but then I kind of just work on my own, versus the other ones very much, they're collaborating all the time. All right, we didn't let you, oh no, but now we're taking questions. Okay, go ahead. How long, like each day? 2 hours. 2 hours a day. And so that might sound like, oh, I can't do a class for 2 hours a day. You can do a class for 2 hours a day if you want to do the class for 2 hours a day. So all of our students chose to be there. There's actually a selection process where then we choose you as well. So it probably goes real fast. And the reason why they're 2 hours is because sometimes we have to set up the labs. Some of our students go off campus, lots of internships, going off site to build a house, running a restaurant, all the things you've seen in the videos. It has to be 2 hours because an hour would not be enough. Okay, go ahead. Oh, I haven't been giving out prizes for your questions. Are you feeling slighted? No, I don't even know where they went. So someone that asked a question that hasn't already had a prize. Okay, right there. Yep, somewhere over here too, right? Just asked a question. All right, you guys got to help manage. Where was the next question? Okay, go ahead, bud.
I don't do that program, but my friend, he's shown me a few things that he's designed. He's shown me a slab of wood that he used a laser to make a design on. So I'm sure there is, and there's a bit of putting things together, and I guess you can call that design, but not in the same way that my class is, where you're starting from scratch and you're making it readable for machinists and stuff like that. So does that answer your question?
They both do use a program called AutoCAD, but we don't want to get into too much detail. It's just the other engineering program uses it much less, whereas you use it constantly. Another question. Yeah, go ahead. That is a great question. We do not have a program that's very specific to writing. I don't know what else to say about that. I mean, there might be writing components required in our program, but we do not have one that's specific. Yeah, that if you really wanted to focus on becoming a writer, I would say that we don't have a program for that. And I think that's a great question. It's we know our school is not for everyone, and I totally appreciate you guys have been an amazing audience of just staying, connected and listening and being open-minded. I mean, if nothing else comes from it, at least you'll know a little bit more about what the students that leave your building and go over to another school, what they're doing over there, right? I think maybe we're ready for the next part of the process. Do you want me to talk about the process and then you'll talk about the other school? Okay. Yep. Okay, one more question. Yeah, go for it. An everyday assignment look like for you?
Okay, so usually when it comes to tutorials and stuff, at least in my program right now, we're kind of working with 3D modeling. So some things we'll watch a video of someone creating a 3D bottle. We did a Coke bottle recently, and we'll copy that. We recently what was another one? For the first year, for Photoshops, usually a lot of the usual assignments will be photo editing. So they'll give you a photo, and they'll give you a before and an after, and you're supposed to copy that, whether it's removing something or adding something, adding all these little details, and they have tutorials you follow through.
You guys have been amazing. We'll probably have more time for questions. This is the part where I'm just going to take you through some specific details that you need to know. If you're still interested, you're paying attention right now. If you're not, you're just chilling, okay? So this is slides. If you were to go to our website, it was on the video as well. Can you click on that Get to Know the Programs, please? So this is on our website. We have cards that we're going to give you out at the end if you're interested. And basically, it'll take you to our, you can go to our website. I guess my point is that we don't expect you to make decisions today. You're going to have a little time to even decide if you want to visit. We have videos for every single program. And if you're a visual learner, like most of our students are, you want to watch a video, you kind of want to learn more about the program. And so we organize it by career pathway. Well, what that basically means is, probably most of your life people have been asking you, what are your interests? What are you good at? What do you like to do? You could even take our interest inventory up there, but knowing Marshwood, you guys have been doing a lot of that work along the way of getting to know yourself. So you can check out our videos, and there's tons of information on our site. Can you go back to the slide before that? Thank you. So by this Friday, you would need to fill out a Google form that they'll get in an email. okay, that you'll get in an email after this presentation. You would have to fill it out by this Friday if you want to come and visit our school on February 13th. So, I'm not great at math, but, because I like feelings, but how many students do you think come over and visit SRTC that do not fill out that Google form to register? Nailed it. Yeah. You know what they were doing? This. Okay, so that's just we would not be able to plan for you. We're going to plan custom schedules for every student of 3 different programs to visit, and you're coming with another school, so we just have to have you fill out that form. And then you can also attend our open house. Again, at the end, the school counselors will give you a little handout, but the open house is your chance to come to our school at night. Now, some of you won't be able to, make the commute, but you don't have to sign up, nothing. Bring people that care about you, go with each other, and you can come to our school and visit any of our 22 programs. Anytime between 6 and 7:30, you can just show up, okay? Adults should be going to that. If you're making a big decision about considering a school, another school, you probably want to bring an adult to be part of that decision, okay? And then, I don't talk about it much here, but there is an application required to be considered for our school, okay? So that is not to be confused with signing up to visit. They're 2 different Google forms. The application is not available right now, but it will be tomorrow. It is, it's going to take you a few minutes to fill out. You complete the application, I would recommend after the visit and the open house, and after you've talked to people in your life about what makes the most plans for your future. You have to apply by March 1st, or you will not be considered for our school. We're pretty set on that deadline because we go out and visit, 1,500 students and kind of send the same message. So then we just want you to follow through on the application, okay? And you will get to pick 1 program to apply to. So that's where this exploration of visiting and checking out our website and coming to the open house might help you narrow it down to 1 program. I've kind of alluded to that you have to apply, and then I haven't come right out and say it because it's the hard part of my job, but then we will decide who we're going to invite to interview. And that's about a 10-minute conversation with our instructor. It's required. You'll do it on Zoom, and we at SRTC will collect information about you. Again, I don't know how much detail you want me to go into, but just to be honest, we will collect your attendance record, your grades. We will ask your school staff about you as far as your citizenship. What does that mean? Like, are you a good human here? And then also, what kind of a worker are you? Like, as far as like taking on responsibilities, following through on your responsibilities. We'll ask the school like how you're doing with classes and whether you're on track for graduation, because honestly, these classes will take up 2 years of your plan, right? So there's pros and cons. And then we will make decisions on who we invite to interview. Usually that's when I start getting lots of questions. And the reason why that is the case is because some of our programs, Miles, you had this experience. So welding, you were willing to say, like, he applied to welding. He already shared his story, is we had 60 applicants apply to welding for 16 spots. So he could have had the most awesome record and things going on, but we literally could only pick 16 students. He was a student where he stayed focused with his school counselor and said, remember that lady that came to the school? Is there any other openings? Where can I get in? And we do stay in contact when we have other openings. And he followed through and ended up in another program. So that's a good success story. I feel like I've shared enough about that. That's the kind of the hard part, but it just had to be transparent that, just because you want to doesn't mean it will happen. You kind of got to follow all the steps.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay, everybody, we're almost done. I'm seeing some phones out. Please put them away. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to talk about Dover. So you heard all the amazing programs at Sanford. We also have some opportunities at Dover High School. In the past, our students have only been able to apply to animal science, and we're very excited to share that we have 3 other programs in addition to animal science that you all can now apply for. So there's an animal science program, if you want to go to the next slide. So the first year of animal science is sort of an intro to animal science and all the different career pathways that you can take. And then your second year, you choose either companion animal science, large animal science, or honors vet science. So if you're at all interested in working with animals, either as a veterinarian or a vet tech, or you want to be a groomer one day, or you just love animals, the nice thing about Dover is it doesn't take up as much of your day. You're gone 1 period a day versus 2. So some of our students will go over to Dover and just use this for elective credit. So instead of taking classes here at Marshwood, if you love animals, you can do some elective credit over there. So animal science is one opportunity. Another one is biomedical sciences, and again, this is a new program for us. So if you're interested in entering any kind of science field where they talk about human medicine and genetics and microbiology, they do like autopsy reports and really cool stuff. If you're into like CSI, this is a really neat program, so that's available for you to apply to. We also have the Navy Junior ROTC. So if you are thinking at all about entering the military, you can do this in Dover for 2 years and gain valuable experience in what you can expect in recruitment, and gain all kinds of information, not only about the physical training, but also some of the academic side of the Navy as well. And there's one more program you can apply to, which is sports medicine. So this is a really neat program. It's a 2-year program where you can leave as a certified personal trainer. So if you're interested in athletic training, personal training, you would have a lot of information on nutrition and sports medicine, and it's also dual enrollment, which means you'll get college credit for this class as well. So those are the Dover opportunities. So what's next? So what we're gonna do is we have forms up above when you leave and down here when you leave. The focus today is if you want to visit, okay? We'll go through the application piece after you've already visited and you're definitely interested in applying to a program. But to visit, you all in your email right now have already been sent an email from Ms. Longtine with a Google form for Dover and a Google form for Sanford. So if you are interested in visiting a program at Sanford, fill out that Google form by Friday, and same with Dover. Please don't visit both just to visit both. If you have a genuine interest in animal science and a genuine interest in culinary, then we do encourage you to visit both. But most students, 99% of you that visit will only pick one school, and that's the way that it should be. If you have any questions, you're welcome to reach out to your school counselor. We can help you decide what programs to visit, but you're gonna say whether you want to visit or not, and then for Sanford, you're gonna pick 3 programs to visit. For Dover, you're going to pick 1. So there's a Google form that needs to be done on Friday, and then you need to do a paper permission slip. So online form and paper permission slip. Pink is Sanford, yellow is Dover, okay? And we have these up there and down here. So the Google form is due this Friday, and the permission slip is due Monday, so you have the weekend to talk to anyone at home to sign. For Sanford, you also need to pick a lunch, because we will be gone during lunch, so we'll get you a bag lunch to go. We'll also have these little cards available for Sanford with a QR code that, as Ms. Farrell mentioned, looking at all the different programs, and if you want to apply, which again, I would wait until you see the programs, but the QR code will bring you to the application as well. Is there another slide, or is that it? So visiting is the first step, then we'll walk you through all the applications. Does anyone have any questions about the process to get you to visit Sanford or Dover? Yes. That's a great question, and I didn't even answer it. You're going to bring your paper permission slip to upstairs DPOD, which is a school counseling office. We will take it, and we will put you on the list to go on the field trip on February 13th to Sanford, and Dover we're going on the 14th, I believe. Any other questions? So it's 10:46, so what I'm going to have you guys do is head out that way and this way, and on the trays, get any forms you need. Please thank Ms. Farrell on your way out. Round of applause.